successful in economics. You gotta want to be successful.
Another exciting Room8 video, Chapter 5-3, Production Costs and Revenues. The opportunity to figure out and learn where we are going to produce within Stage 2. Really recommend that you watch these multiple times. Repetition is a good way to learn some difficult information. In this lesson, we will learn about variable costs and specifically how to calculate total variable costs. Now, variable costs can change, which makes them different from fixed costs. In the previous video, you learned about fixed costs that remain the same over a period of time. That period of time that we're speaking about is also known as the short run. Now, it's important to know that in the short run, fixed costs remain fixed. They don't change. In the short run, variable costs can change. In the long run, all costs become variable. A situation that might occur in your own family is that if you are paying rent over a long period of time, you can make new arrangements to rent a new house, or you could buy a house. In some way, you would change your fixed costs. Now, the only variable cost that we're dealing with here in the short run is labor, or the number of workers that we plan to hire. The variable cost will change based upon our output. Now, the only variable cost that we're going to deal with in this schedule is the price of labor, or how much each worker costs per day. And so for this particular example, we are going to pay each worker $90. And if you take a look at that column, you will see that one worker costs $90. If we get two workers, total of $180, which simply calculated by 90 plus 90. And so we add $90 each time, and if you look at that column, you'll see we increase by 90. Now note here that the variable cost is 0. Why? Simply because we haven't hired anybody, and the only variable cost that we're dealing with is labor, and if we have no workers, we produce nothing, and therefore our variable cost is 0. However, just as a quick review, note that our fixed costs are 50 because even if we're not producing anything or hiring anybody, we do have some expenses that need to be paid, which are the fixed costs. And to calculate the total variable cost, we simply multiply the number of workers by $90. And so to conclude, summarizing our variable costs for this schedule, variable costs vary by the amount of production, which in our case is the number of workers that we hire. And in our schedule, we are using a cost of $90 per worker.